absolutely nothing, but it sounds awesome. At least I thought it did. Anyway, hold on. R8RBEAR! I'm saying. How bummed I was to have to give up that plate when I got to Arizona. I was pissed. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the show. Blah, 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 blah. Often imitated, never duplicated. Nah, that fool with no hair that shouts like Ric Flair. Woo! What? Woo! The R8RBEAR! Alright! I even knocked down Little Bear. Alright! Enough of that nonsense. I'm sorry, Little Bear. Let me fix your out here. There you go, dog. It's my boy. Little R8RBEAR. Welcome to the show. Your host, R8RBEAR. Please like and subscribe. If you're on YouTube, click the bell. You get an alert when my show comes on. Facebook, we do a lot for charity. That's why we ask people to subscribe with $5 subscriptions. If you start even at the very beginning of the year and go all the way to the end of the year, it's only about $60. So it's pretty cool, and you help us do a lot of good out there in the world. Remember that. R8RBEAR. Tradish! R8RBEAR live! First comment. Woo! MVP tonight goes to that Moji-making son of a gun, Mark Vargas, who went and moved and didn't even tell me. Does he really like you, Mark Vargas? Second place, my silver medal goes to the limping and beaten but never broken Jim Vanderlyn! Jim, what's up, you Viking? How you doing? Welcome as always. I hope you're feeling better. I know you're still not very far removed from what you had to do, so hope you're feeling good. Third place, my bronze medal goes to the man who keeps trying to catch me slipping, but I keep answering the bell. Woo! DPC! David Pelkaliva! Shut up, DPC! I only keep my weapons up here for DPC, and I'm going to show off. I have another good one I got to pull out. I got to show you guys. It's pretty cool. Honorable mention to my guy, Shane Street. That's my guy right there. And John, the Leon. What's up, John? Welcome to the show. Welcome, you guys. Okay. Facebook. First place, gold medalist, numero uno, El Jefe, about to get a sugar rush. You know, it's true. Mike! Can do, Henderson! That's my guy right there. What's up, man? Welcome to the show. Look at you strutting around the gold medal tonight. Oh, family in the house. He took me to the cleaners last week, and then some other teams took him to the cleaners. Isn't that weird, Mark? And we just got our clock cleaned by you and another team, and then Oklahoma City Thunder, arguably the best team in basketball the last couple years, and we just waxed that donkey. Just give me some of this. Just took around the corner, gave it to him good. Excuse me, I mean, family in the house, Mark Alvarez. What's up, Jay? Hope you're watching, little brother. And to all of his little babies, I'm so jealous of this guy. He's got like gorgeous babies. It's incredible. They're just all beautiful, boys and girls. I look at his face and I keep wondering, how did he manage that? No, I meant every word. Putting foots in ya. Sacramento Kings fan. I love that guy. Third place, my bronze medal goes to Carolina. Woo! True hero. Corinna. Stop it, girl. Getting Vicky Ginn gifts and just making the world a better place. I love you, girl. Anthony Lopez, what's up, Alo? Welcome to the show. Chris Strong, also honorable mention on Facebook, bumping my microphone. Oscar De Leon, what's up, man? Welcome. All right, so let me keep it cracking here. David Fowler, how you doing, man? Welcome to the show. Good day to you, sir. I like the manners. Let's see, Carlos Megata, what's up, Carlos? Welcome to the show. Bob Stannard, always there for Raider Bear. Would you say, Bob? Bear, Pete Carroll is our answer. He definitely is in the sense of, and I'm being honest with you too, if you really think this, I've tried to help some of the Raider fans with this. Think of it this way. Is there any team that Pete Carroll's a bad fit for? See? No. Not really, no. He's played in hot weather, he's played in cold weather, doesn't matter. And he wins. You know what I mean? He had an early run where there was a lack of success when he was still building up his character, his scheme, his philosophy. So when he ended up with the Jets, he didn't do that well. But 9-7's not terrible. One season he went 10-6, and then another season he went 9-7. And then they said, "Oh, get out of here, you're a laughingstock." I'm like, what? Really? That's a laughingstock? I want to be a laughingstock with consistent 9 and 10 win seasons. Yeah, I'll take that. What's up, Jim? Welcome to the show, Mr. Garrison. What's up, DK? Dustin King. Ramiro Cashflow Castro in the house. What's up, man? Welcome to the show. Okay, so I have a little bit of an interesting little bit of news here. Let me pull this up. Okay, news and notes around the league. The Raiders' offensive coordinator rumor search about their offensive coordinator is getting hot because we know that they want to get this done relatively quickly. Now, as of showtime, I don't know that they've hired anyone. I haven't exactly been on the television today or even the internet. I'm doing most of my research within the last 2 hours of the showtime. I got back here a little bit earlier than normal, and I started studying, and I started calling people I know, and I got this. The Raiders have completed an interview with the Dolphins quarterbacks coach, Darrell Bevell, for OC. But then, that's obvious. That's just being reported. Okay, I'll give you another one. The Titans quarterbacks coach, Bo Hardegree, and Broncos senior personnel executive, David Shaw, are two names to watch for in the OC job for the Raiders. Now, as far as those comments, I would say this to you. I think the Bo Hardegree thing is real. I think that's real. I think they were looking at him because they thought they were going to be in the Mike Vrabel sweepstakes. And had they been in the Mike Vrabel sweepstakes, who better to bring over than his offensive coordinator? Now, or his quarterback's coach to be his offensive coordinator. It was still a bump up in pay. It's still a bump up in your, what you call your position. But Mike Vrabel would still be in charge. I thought that was perfect, but nonetheless, Vrabel goes to the Patriots. So now we have Bo Hardegree in for an interview. Now, I don't think the Broncos senior personnel executive, David Shaw, is a real, I don't think he's really in the running. David Shaw from the Broncos, he's a senior personnel executive, but that's not offense. That's not designing offense. And we're looking for a coordinator, so I don't really think he's in the running. Not really. He probably has experience, obviously. I don't want to, undercut the guy because I don't know. But I'm not hearing anything about David Shaw. The Bo Hardegree part of that, though, there's some reality there, but it would have to take some other things to miss. For example, the Dolphins quarterbacks coach, Darrell Bevell, has, and I'm quoting, a strong chance to land the OC job. Now, I'm kind of leaning on that only because Pete Carroll is that kind of guy. He just is. And especially you have to figure there are way things fit into your life. Okay. When you're 40 or 50, things don't fit into your life the same way as they did when you were 20 or 30. You know what I mean? So now with Pete Carroll realizing, just because of his own age, that this may be his last contract. Unless he wins. If he wins, they're just going to teams will keep hiring him and saying, come on, fix our problems, like he did for the Raiders. Now, I'm confident that what's going to happen is the same thing we saw with AP. The team's going to respond to AP, okay? They're going to respond to AP, and there's going to be an energy rush, and they're going to play harder, which all happened. Now, take that to Pete Carroll, who's going to be able to do more than just the rah-rah end of it and be able to go to each player individually with his experience as a defensive backs coach, as a defensive coordinator, as a offensive coordinator. That's right, he was an offensive coordinator 1 year. I believe it was I can't remember. It wasn't the Jets. It was the other team. I'll think of it. But he has knowledge in every phase of football. Now, he doesn't try to be, oh, look, I'm the special teams guru too. He doesn't do that. But he can just speak intelligently to everyone on the team, no matter what position they play. I love coaches like that. He's not coming in to say, oh, I'm a master of everything. I know absolutely everything about football. But he is saying, hey, I've got a lot of experience in this game, and I've seen every facet of football for decades. You know what I mean? For 2 decades. He's seen it all. You know what I mean? Been to the top, been to the bottom. Now, the Russell Wilson thing, we'll go into that in a minute, but I just want to make it clear. Darrell Bevell has a strong chance to land. That's a quote from someone who did not want to give their name with the Raiders. I love the idea. I think that would really be cool because there's just so many things that the Dolphins were implementing that were similar to how the Niners mix and match players in formations to confuse people. It's kind of a version of what Andy Reid does in Kansas City, but I just feel like Andy Reid's players and Andy Reid himself coach that system better. I don't think the system itself is better. I personally think the Dolphins-Niners version of that system is better. It just hasn't produced the same results. They don't have a quarterback like, Patrick Mahogany. So Travis Kelly, sorry. I just answered your OC question. There were a few other names, though, that we need to look at. I know that I said dude's got the best chance, but there's just so many guys out there that make sense. Now, there's Frank Smith right there from the Miami Dolphins themselves as their offensive coordinator. He may move on. Clint Kubiak. Clint Kubiak's kind of a refurbished coach, but I wouldn't say that makes him a bad coach by any means. Bobby Slowick, Eric Bieniemy, and and Shane Weldron, excuse me. I'll give you mine here in a second, but I made it very clear how I felt about Joe Brady. I thought Joe Brady was the way to go, especially, even more so now. Because if you're Joe Brady and you want a head coaching job and it looks like you're not going to get it this year, go to the Raiders. Because Pete Carroll's in front of you. He's only got 3 years guaranteed to him. You could be here winning, making Raider Nation love you, get the team back to competitive winning, not even guaranteeing rings or anything like that, just playing better. You know what I mean? Like the guy said it, and honestly, I like what was said by Carroll and Spytech when they basically said, we're not going to tell Raider Nation now to go crazy, here we come. It's, we're going to build this. It's not going to be slow. So when you hear the word rebuild, you think, oh, we'll be better in 5 or 6 years. That's not what's going on. In this instance, they want to win now. So they're going to reach out for veterans. In fact, the linebacker, Brian Baller, or I can't remember his name, but he was really, really good in the Legion of Doom defense. Now, he's much older now, and that's why he's available. He's slipped to a couple of other teams. I believe last year he played with the Commanders in Washington. And so now it wouldn't be surprising if some of the guys that were still left from Pete Carroll's days with Seattle, don't come over and give him their last best years with the Raiders, which I think would just be so cool because we used to do that a lot. Dustin King, I appreciate the love. Golden State, I think Golden State's got this. The Phoenix Suns have been up and down all year. They're not built well. They had to give up all their bench to get Durant under contract, and then once they did, they couldn't get Beal healthy, and then when Beal got healthy, Boozer got hurt, and then Durant and his feet, and it's not going to work. But it's not going to work, but not because I'm so intelligent and I know basketball. It's not going to work because at any given moment, one of the trio breaks down. And they just do. And I think the trio to win a championship thing is over. If you look at how the Thunder are built, if you look at how the Celtics are built, you have to have a complete team if you're really going to win it all. You could have a big three and win some games, but you're probably not going to win a ring. Armando Medrano, I love that name. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Mark Vargas is still shouting Jackson Dart. You know, I'm going to throw one at you here, Mark Vargas. What about almost none of them? I could see the Raiders basically saying, you know what, we're just going to take our chances with a quarterback in the 4th or the 5th round. We think one of these guys will still be available. And they might be, because we're putting all the hoopla as fans into the quarterback thing. The NFL's not doing that. They don't see these guys as, oh, they're all must-gets. There's maybe 2 or 3 guys that they really see as someone I have to move up for, or someone I need to try to get. You know what I mean? There's only 3 heads like that. The rest are just, you know, guys that could be, you know, future starters and future starting quarterbacks. And I haven't given up on that kid, the wide receiver Richardson that went to the Colts. I haven't given up on him, man. I think that guy was a muscle-bound, free show quarterback in the combine, and, you know, he can do a standing backflip with, like, literally no effort, and he just, whoosh, it was amazing. I saw it on tape. But he did the kind of, like, what do you call that? Russell, I can't even remember his name now because I'm so mad at him. But our old fat quarterback from back in the day that we picked that we never should have. And I'm telling you right now, it's not. There's not really that much difference. I don't see that much difference by some of these guys. You know what I mean? They come in, they're busts, and then they just go whatever. You know, I think there's a chance he's a bust, but I'm hoping that I'm wrong on him. What's up, SA Big Dog? Good to see you, brother. Cullen Baldridge said that 918. Go Thunder. I'm next time. The Thunder are really nice right now, Cullen. They really are. I meant no disrespect. They played well, and they almost had us. And Shea Gilgeous is Allen Iverson of this era by a lot. No one's even close. Even Kyrie Irving can't score like that guy down low. Greetings, Raider Bear. I'm spending a few days at my cabin, and right now I'm on the deck listening to your show while enjoying a warm brandy and a cigar. Damn, man. And you can hear, like, deer whistling in the background. Ooh, 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 ooh. Maybe an owl. Maybe that sounded more owlish. And we're all jealous now. What the hell, man? You're living life. What up, Raider Baron family? Hope you and your family are doing well. Chris Moffitt, I appreciate that, man. Much love. And also to you. Wasn't Bo Hardegree with us before? His name sounds familiar. I'm not sure about that, Jim Garrison, but regardless, I like the idea of it. You know what I mean? I just think it's a fit. I think that guy, his coaching style, I like it. Didn't we get it? Yep. Daryl Kane, I want them to get Jackson Dart. A lot of people are looking at the combination of his physicality, the fact that he can throw on the run, and so on and so forth, but I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. He gives me what's his face vibes with the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm sorry I've been on what's his face vibes the last couple of days. But yeah, the quarterback in Jacksonville, I don't like, and he reminds me too much of him. I'm not. I want to be clear. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not trying to talk you out of your pick. I'm just simply saying I don't know if the Michael Vick prototype, if the Steve Young prototype, a running, passing quarterback, I don't know if that really wins. I just don't know if that really works. We've watched Lamar Jackson year after year after year after year come up short. At what point do we start to accept that it doesn't work? Colin Kaepernick, ran it all the way to a Super Bowl, couldn't win. Just guy after guy. And if you look back, it goes all the way back to the 50s when it used to work, because the most athletic guy on the field, if he was the quarterback, you were in trouble because the whole team could block for him on certain plays. You could snap into a shotgun and then start running, find holes in the blocks with sight lines because you started back in the shotgun. It was devastating back then. But now, and Bobby Wagner, thank you, Mark Vargas. But now that doesn't work as well. Travis Kelly, I think that he is a free agent. Yes, it would take Washington re-signing him for him not to enter free agency. I think Bobby Wagner would be a good ad, even if it's just for the knowledge, the workout, regimen. He's one of those guys that's going to play till he can't. He is going to play till he can't. He's going to negotiate a good contract. He's not going to want too little, but not too much. Just something fair because he's a quality linebacker. But once he gets out there, you get his best. I've always liked that guy. Even way back with the Legion of Doom, that guy was amazing. He basically, to me, was like Ray Lewis light. You know what I mean? Which is pretty damn good. You know what I mean? He just didn't have all the theatrics and the dancing and all that like Ray Lewis did. But he was damn near him, in plays and speed and smarts and knowing where the ball's going. Great player. Now that Pete Carroll's our head coach, do you think we draft running back Gentry in the first? Chris Moffitt, I think there's a chance we could have a little bit of a shocker with that. I think that the number 6 pick might be used to go down and then still make a pick like a running back as opposed to a quarterback. I think that we're all excited about these quarterbacks, but I think there's a very high likelihood that some of these guys they're gonna slip down, because there is very high quality running backs, defensive ends, linebackers in this draft. It's defensive and running back specifically. It's defense and running back heavy with talent. And so they may want to get into the running back circumstance just because of where we are right now. You know what I mean? We don't really have a guy. We let our A guy go, to Green Bay, which, you can hear it in my voice. I didn't like it, but I don't say anything about disagreeing with it or anything because it's just a business decision. You know what I mean? They decided that they got the best of him. And that if Green Bay gets anything, it's going to be 2 years of him being pretty good. And then it's finally going to start to tail off. You're going to start to see more injuries. You're going to start to see him need more time. He's not going to have that same burst. You know what I mean? He's not exactly blazing fast. He is very fast for his size and his weight. But that's going to be the first thing he starts to lose, is that speed. And so I got to wonder how effective he's going to be down the road. Arnie Garza said, quarterbacks coach Bo Hardegree. Okay. Let's see. If New England moves Joe Milton, we should kick the tires on that move. Oh, we won't. I have a feeling that the decision is being made between the people that they've looked at already. The Raiders are kind of like that. Mark Davis, I should say, is just kind of like that. He's got a list of people. It's probably down to 5 guys. And him and Pete and Tom will talk about them, and they'll pick one. There's not going to be any late, 20 late hour. Oh, we decided to go with this guy. Yes, Jamarcus Russell. Thank you, Ramiro. And I'm too worried that we could end up with something like that. You know what I mean? Just getting a guy to get one. I mean, I like Cam Ward. I like him a lot. I like everything I've seen of Cam Ward. Now, other people are still out on Shedeur Sanders. There are people who think he's great and people who think he's an explosion waiting to happen. Because, remember, with the way his dad is, I'm just going to give you an opinion you probably haven't heard on another show, okay? Just the way his dad is built. His dad was built with an air of arrogance that he always backed up, okay? He had the physical tools and the talent to say, hey, I'm going to get 2 interceptions today and I'm going to run one of them back for 6, I promise. And then would do it. You know what I mean? And I don't know if his son mentally will be able to handle when he gets to the NFL and realizes, I can't do the things my dad was doing. I'm trying to read these defenses. The guys are bigger and faster than I've ever seen, and right as I start to have a thought of maybe I should go here, I'm getting blasted by a defensive end or a linebacker. I have a feeling that Shedeur Sanders is going to go through the same sort of thing that Bryce Young went through with the Panthers. He's going to get beat up a little bit, no matter where he ends up. He's going to get beat up a little bit. He's going to get knocked down. And then is what's built between his ears good enough to get him off the mat and go at guys, like we saw with Jaden Daniels with Washington. I don't know if Shedeur has that in him. I found that usually sons of great fathers have it built into their brain that they're not going to be good enough. So I'll try, but I expect to fail. I mean, it's unfortunate, but I know a lot of dads that deal with that with their sons, where they look up to their dad, they love him and everything, but they think he's so high that they can't reach it. And I used to always tell my sons, no, don't think that. Go higher than me. Leave me in the dust. Do something bigger. Be bigger. Make more. Go crazy. I want you to embarrass me. If I have a world record somewhere, I want you to break it by 3 times. But some kids, they can't get it. They don't really want the challenge. Trevor Lawrence, yes. See, I see a Trevor Lawrence prototype there, and I'm just. I like quarterback Dylan Gabriel of Oregon in the 4th round. Chris Moffitt, that's excellent. That's actually very much what I'm kind of trying to say. I think there's a chance that one of these guys that's on this quarterback list, of the list I've seen, let me pull this up real quick. Okay, let me see. There's 10 quarterbacks. I was going to say 9. There's 10 quarterbacks. Shedeur Sanders, Cam Ward, Jalen Milroe, Quinn Ewers, Kyle McCord. Then Dylan Gabriel, Will Howard, Curtis Rourke, Jackson Dart, and Riley Leonard. That's 10 quarterbacks that by quarterback prospects, even if you got the 10th ranked guy, he's at 82.9. And I've got his stats right here. He's 6'4", 216 pounds. He has 32, I don't know what that is. This is his arms, hands. Oh, they're measurements of his hands. Okay. That's weird. Well, anyway, and then it says, let's see, I'm trying to find more good stats on him. Medium passing, short passing, 71%. His release speed when he's throwing, 82%. Okay. I like that. Let's see, medium passes, 74%. Long passes, 89%. I like that. Oh, it's got an 81% next to his rush and scramble. Okay. Now, the site I'm looking at right now is saying his draft projection is 5th. In other words, the 5th quarterback to come off the board, the 5th best. As of now, the list is Shedeur Sanders, Cam Ward, Jalen Milroe, Quinn Ewers, my wild horse, and Kyle McCord. That's your 5 top guys. In dead last at 10th is Riley Leonard, and his numbers are fantastic. So there's just so much talent at quarterback in this draft. Now, it doesn't mean talent in the sense of they're surefire guys that can't lose. It means talent in the sense of they have the tools physically and mentally to be molded into something if you have the right pieces on your team and good coaching. Okay, Arnie Garza says Bevel was mastered by Russell Wilson. Dylan Gabriel reminds me of Wilson. Okay. And even though Russell is a running and throwing quarterback, and I just got done saying, I was trying to explain that running quarterbacks don't win Super Bowls. He almost won 2 with that same style. So I think it can be done. I think he's more special than he's given credit for. People are a little bit annoyed with him these last few years. Steven Shaw, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Hi, Mrs. Shaw. Reyes Antonio, I don't think Mahomes is a running quarterback. I think he's a quarterback that can run. I think there's a difference. I don't mean that to sound silly. What I mean is a running quarterback is Lamar Jackson. Does that make sense? In other words, more often he'll pull his arm down, tuck it, and run because his running is so elite. Because Lamar Jackson's still one of the fastest guys in the league. at any position, and he's a quarterback. And he's obviously a lot faster than Patrick Mahomes, but Patrick Mahomes is a crafty runner. He looks for lanes, he looks for blocks, and he's a big enough guy that you're not going to just run up and blast him. You know what I mean? He can see you coming, he's going to slide. But he's also, I don't want to say the doughboy, but he's kind of a doughboy. You know what I mean? He's a pro athlete, so obviously he's strong and everything. But as far as his weight, I've always seen him as kind of a doughboy. He's got a big ass. Donkey, excuse my French. Let's see. Wagner is still playing at a high level. Oh, yeah. Tanamoku, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. Okay, let's see. Cullen, what's up, man? Welcome to the show again. Pretty sure he's a product of the system he was playing in and good players around him. He was barely above average at OU. Okay. See, that's good insight. I appreciate that. Aw. Wait, no, that one didn't apply well. You got no, there's not enough pressure on that one. I need more pressure. All right, I didn't mean blow my face off. Good Lord. Oh, you popped my neck.
I heard that.
Yes, it was good.
Say hi to everybody.
Hi to everybody. Hey, you match. If you hold still, you'll disappear in my hat. You'll just disappear into my hat. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, my shirt, yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. What's it say again? Oh, wrong way. There we go. Don't stop hustling. Look at you, mommy hustling. All right, Mr. Bear, Tommy didn't say anything, but I will. I flat tired on the way home, and although he needed a little help from me, my little man changed it mostly by himself. Right on, Val. Good job, Tommy. Anthony Ross Hansen says Dart. Okay. I've actually got a lot of movement on Dart. Bear, do you agree Minshew is gone to save some money? Travis Kelly, I think Minshew is gone strictly because of money. Now, could you say it was for his play too? Of course. But you don't really want to hold him responsible for that when you consider everywhere else he's been effective. He's been able to run the offense of every team he's been at but us. And I think that was just the offense we were running. It was complicated. It was stupid. And he just couldn't get his hands around it. But who could? AOC? AOC did a little bit, but I think he'd be even better in a better offense. Rumors have it that Russell Wilson or Kyle Trask, free agent, veterans, Band-Aids, basically, for these next few years. Arnie Garza, great comment. And I would say this to you, man. Not only is it a Band-Aid, but it's an appropriate one. In other words, we're trying to win right now, so we're putting the Band-Aid over the problem we have at quarterback. Instead of going for the young guy of the future, we're going to go for a young guy that we think has potential and put a Russell Wilson or a Sam Darnold in front of them to see if they can get it done for us right now. Then the kid is a part of the winning, sees the division championship, and wants it for himself. So now when you get to year 2 and year 3, you start thinking about putting the kid out there. You know what I mean? And the Sam Darnold maybe becomes trade bait again after year 2. What do you think of Mac Jones, quarterback? Go after him. Silva, I thought he was, Richard, I thought he was a great profile picture. She's pretty. I thought that he was effective in the Patriots system, but I don't like Mac Jones. I don't like Mac Jones, and I'm just going to be completely straight about it. It's all based in how he works out. We all saw that video that they played of the guy when he was supposed to be going hard, to be trying to come back and improve his physicality and his cardio for the Patriots. And then you go in the room and he's like twisting on a tennis ball and holding his nipples up against a wall and like gyrating. It was weird. I don't know how nipples got involved all of a sudden, but they did. And I'm not talking about anything in here except football nipples. Mind your own business. The neighbors are going to come over and wonder what football nipples are now. Do you believe Dion would let his son be a bust? Reyes Antonio, it's not that I believe that he would let his son be a bust. It's that I believe that dads love their sons so much that they will look past certain things with them, thinking that it'll all pan out in the end, like LeBron did with his son, and it's not. And, like Michael Jordan did with his son Marcus, and it didn't work. And the Ball brothers and their kids, 3 of them. And in reality, there are those people that know that, the 3 Ball brothers, one washed out of basketball years ago, the oldest. The other, the most famous Ball brother, has had knee surgeries. He's missed the last 2 years. He's playing this year for the first time in 3 years. He's missed 2 out of the last 3 seasons, and he doesn't look like himself. He just doesn't. And then the youngest brother, the one that's with the Charlotte Hornets, I mean, has he really done anything? Is he really a success? They act like he's an all-star, and they, because he handles the ball, pretty nice, and he's got a decent shot. It's not great, but it's not bad. On any given night, he can wiggle a guy and go to the rim. And so, I think he's the best of the Ball brothers, but I don't really think he's a success story. You know what I mean? I think he's all right. But I want to see him get through the next couple of years without being injured and become better. I want to see him make his body bigger and stronger. You know what I mean? And then I'll take that seriously. Milroe is most athletic with the strongest arm in the draft. He just needs time to develop. That's why Arnie Garza, that might be perfect for us, because I know I'm absolutely positive now. The Raiders are going forward with the attitude of, we're going to build something that's mostly veteran that can win now with some younger pieces mixed in at certain spots where they can help, like middle linebacker, edge rusher, safety, that kind of thing. Get your young talent there. Maybe on the defensive line. Who knows? Yeah, Arnie, I got to be honest with you. As far as what you said here, Shedeur Sanders has average athletic ability plus small frame. Pro Football Focus ranks him 43rd. Arnie, I would say this. First, I think 43rd's not fair. But I do completely agree about his physical build. He just looks like a skinny point guard. You know what I mean? In basketball, that's going to get smashed. And I just cannot see that body taking wear and tear. Could I see him completing passes? Yes. If he gets blocks, could I see him scrambling and getting yards? Sure. But when that guy gets hit, and it's only going to take a few, he's going to play someone that's going to be able to get to him. It's only going to take a few, and that guy's going to, you know what I mean? Stuff's going to break. He's just not big enough. I've never liked his body. Not enough people talk about that. I was totally against us getting Justin Fields last year, but I think I'd take him over anybody but maybe Ward this year and a slim maybe Dart. Cullen, I would say this to you. Justin Fields, to me, would be an interesting project, but at some point we have to start holding him responsible for what he's doing on the field. We can't keep saying he's got so much potential, oh, he's done some amazing things, and then he sucks, and then he does something really good, and then he sucks. I don't want that. I don't want that. I think he is what we've seen. He's a guy that's not going to be able to complete every throw, that sometimes will use his legs when he gets into trouble far too early in a play. 1,000, 2, 1,000, and then start running. Did you like that acting? Thank you. Thank you very much. Take a quick bow. Oh, here's a long one. Okay, what worries me with Shedeur is, can he take coaching from someone other than his father? I think he has the credentials, but I worry about the coachability. Derek Carr said in an interview that Gruden told him privately that he would have to bust his balls sometimes in front of the other players, so it appeared he didn't show favors. Okay, we've heard that from Pat Riley. We've heard that from Phil Jackson. We hear that a lot. There's a lot of coaches, especially Popovich. He used to talk about the fact that he would go really hard at Tim Duncan, really hard at his star players. And now, that's not really a new thing, but I'm glad that it's how Gruden thought about it, because I think that our coach will do the same. I don't think that Pete Carroll's this sweetheart. He's not going to get walked over by Raider players. can't believe folks aren't talking more about Ohio State's quarterback Will Howard. I think that's because of the lack of video time for him. Travis, wouldn't you agree? He's never on ESPN. He's never on Fox. You know, he never really gets talked about. You would only know who he was if you really in-depth follow college sports and really looked into players. If you look into him, guy's got highlight tapes, throwing off angles, throwing with both his feet square instead of, one or the other where he can use his hips and just throwing through his shoulder, and yet completing passes 20-plus yards. I know who you're talking about. I'm a fan too, but I think he'll be a great player regardless. In other words, he's going to be one of those guys that never gets his respect until he gets to an NFL team, wins the job, and starts winning games. And then they'll go, oh, that's surprising that that guy, won the way he did. Whoops. Let me turn this down. Sorry. Okay. She said hi. Go Chiefs. She's sassy. Steven, you got a good one there. Oh, the only thing about Dylan Gabriel is he's small, isn't he? Yeah, but, you're going to have deficiencies in all these quarterbacks in one way or another. Jackson Dart gives me more Josh Allen vibes than Ewers. I get a kind of improvisation quarterback out of Ewers. I feel like he's going to be like Nikola Jokic. You know what I mean? You just can't see it coming. He's got this awkward kind of look about him and build, but just it's effective. Carl's my God. I said, that's awesome. Let's see. Oh, Corinna! Hello! Is Corinna Trujillo the only one enjoying the show tonight? Because, I expect some stars in my little hat over there in the corner, right next to the little monkey that's organ grinding. You enjoy the show. That's what I do. I go at my audience. Gardner Minshew is moving on. Yeah, they've let him go. No, Arnie, he's gone. Yeah, we already let him go. He was not, I don't think he was tradable anyway, because the contract that he has, it was so big, that we gave him, no one was going to say, okay, we'll match that. By letting him go, he has no contract now. He can just sign for whatever he wants to sign for, whoever wants to sign him. Mark Vargas, I think AOC is going to be gone too, but I think that's a mistake. Because they're going to want their guys and their picks, and I completely understand that. They want to win, lose, or base their success on their people that they pick, and I'm good with that. I'm just saying out loud, watch where AOC ends up. Watch what ends up with his career. Because if he ends up in just a decent place, just a team that just at least is competitive like the Falcons. Now, not the Falcons, because they already have a young quarterback and a veteran quarterback, but they probably won't even have Kirk Cousins after this, but that's not the point. The point is, you need another bench guy, because now they're going to move up their other guys, so now you bring AOC to the Falcons, and he would become the second quarterback automatically, and then if the kid falters, he gets his job. Colin Baldridge said, great job, Tommy! Daryl Kane says, Jackson Dart has the it. Okay, now I like that. Okay? Because that is a thing. So I like that okay. I like that. Good point, Daryl. Free agent quarterback Darnold, Wilson, Fields, Winston. Oh, okay, you're just saying different names. Mark Jones, Daniel Jones, Dodds, Kyle Trask. Choose one to run our offense. I would probably go with Darnold, just because even though Darnold has always had a reputation as a quarterback that had all the tools, tall, smart, came from a school where he threw for, a bunch of yards and touchdowns, goes to the Jets, collapses, goes to another team, goes to the Niners, plays really well. Goes out in free agent, gets with the Vikings, plays really well again. So I feel like there's been some maturity on Darnold's part. And I think that if he ends up with someone like Pete Carroll, who will take care of Darnold up here. And I don't know about you, but I've always felt like you can kind of tell who the head case quarterbacks are. Guys who they have to be kind of coached all the time. They don't want to be a rebel quarterback that's just running over, winning their own way. Some guys are exactly the opposite. They want coach to feed them plays, and like a machine, I'm going to run them. You know what I mean? Like Alex Smith from back in the day played for the Niners and the Redskins back in the day. Now they're the Commanders. But Alex Smith was just like that. He wanted 3 plays, sometimes 4, and he would look at them in order and go, okay, I'm going to try this, and then if I want to, I'll audible to this. And then next time I'll come in, I'll try this, and if I don't like it, I'll audible to this. And if you have someone like that, which I think Sam Darnold is, I think Pete Carroll would be really good with him. I think his maturity would continue. He would continue on that uptick, and he'd probably end up being a pretty good quarterback here in the end. Shador told his dad, it's time for me to soar on my own. Gotham City Raider, welcome to the show. And I got to tell you, I don't fault Shador. I'm not saying he doesn't have the mental tools. He probably does. I'm just saying that with a dad like that, I'm concerned that maybe he doesn't. Just because his dad's personality is so overwhelming that he may feel pressure to not embarrass his dad. And I worry about that. But we'll see. Let's see. Does Jack Jones stay or do we not sign him? Felt like he's not a fiscal corner. Bob, I think he's pretty good. I hope we do hold on to him because then you can go for another corner. And if you get another solid corner, now you're going to have Jones and this other solid corner kind of shutting it down with Jones taking a risk every once in a while. And I know you can get burned on risks. And I know risks give up touchdowns and so on. But sometimes they create interceptions. Sometimes they create deflections that end up in interceptions from a teammate that just happens to be close to the play, etc., etc. So I'd like to see us at least have a chance at things like that. Mark Vargas, I realize you're showing Sanders stats, but I'm 6'3". I weigh 200 pounds, and I'm skinny. He's 6'2", 216. That's just a little bit more buff than I am. You know what I mean? And I know I'd be brittle. I just know that. Let's see. Oops. What's up, Bear? Sorry, missed half the show. Jack Jones, Zamir White, Andrew James, Gardner Minshew should all be traded. Who else? Draft capital is what we need more of. Well, we were already at second most cap space. I think we're going to be at number 1 by the time we start dropping off some of the players you're mentioning. Jack Jones might not come off, but Zamir White, I think, will. Andre James will. Gardner Minshew already has. So we have a ton of money on the books right now. I don't know if we're number 1 now, but I know we were number 2 for sure. So with the additions of them, we might be number 1 now. Dwayne Turner, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Nice bike, man. Hey, Bear, I'm late, but who do you think our run game features? We're going to feature someone new. I don't think that really anyone that's on the squad right now at running back is going to survive. The only person I could see maybe still having a job at the end of all this is maybe Amir Abdullah, just because he's been around so much and he's just he is a 5-tool running back. He's small and yet he can block big guys because he gets a low base and he just explodes into their chest. Now, he can't block all of them for a really long time or anything, but he's one of those guys that he does not let a guy get by him on a block responsibility to a quarterback. When he comes across in motion and then he's asked to blast a defensive end, if he comes around a corner, he will do it. So I like that about Amir Abdullah. He's tough, he's smart, he's amiable. In other words, he doesn't matter if he's first, second, third, fourth. He wants to play football and he wants to get paid. You know, and then he gives you what he's got when he's on the field. I really like him. Milrow is 6'2", 225. I like that a little better. Friday shows are some of the best shows. Ramiro Cashflow Castro, I appreciate the love, brother. I'm enjoying the heck out of the show. Armando Medrano, what's up, man? Can we trade AOC for a 5th-round pick? Yes, I think we could, but I think that would be a mistake. I would rather keep him as a backup to the veteran and go look for a young guy, and then that way you could justify making the young guy the third person. You see what I mean? You still have AOC getting paid peanuts from his rookie deal. So I would just hold him to that. Go get a veteran. You're hearing people even talk about Aaron Rodgers now. Okay, everyone take a deep breath, okay? I don't want Aaron Rodgers. Don't tell me I want Aaron Rodgers. I don't want Aaron Rodgers. But said I hate him more than you do. I hate Aaron Rodgers and his ayahuasca smoking ass. I can't stand him and his, what is he on, his fifth fiance now in 5 years? Get him out of here. He needs another 3-day darkness retreat, whatever that is. Will Howard, 6'4", 235. Whoa, that's a big boy. I like that. 6'4", 235. That's some quarterback bones right there. Ramiro Castro, I don't think Gentie's going to be our first pick. I don't think we're going to do anything like that. Raider Nation would go crazy. I don't think they mind the idea of us getting a running back, but they'd probably rather we get the running back later on. Now, do we get that guy? I got to be honest with you. There's a chance because Pete Carroll's already made it very clear. He wants to run the ball. And I don't know if you saw the introduction interviews and all that, but, and I know you did. He wants to run the ball. He's talking about it like Gruden did at first, and he's saying basically, we need old school football. And do you know why they keep saying that? I can tell you why. I'm almost 99% sure I have the right answer. They're saying that because everyone's counter. In other words, if you have a good left, maybe I counter you with my good right or my good uppercut. That kind of thing. There are those coaches that I've heard discussing this online that feel like this evolution of football can get spanked by old school football. So if you bring a defense that can disrupt all these wide receivers' timing that you see with the Lions depend on that real quick passing offense, some of them short, some of them long, some of them intermediate to the tight ends. They hit you with so many different variations of passing. Joe Brady and the Bills, so much different variations with the passing game. So bring a hardcore defense that can get in the face of that kind of offense and then just run the kazoo out of the ball and just shove it down the throats of whatever team is in front of you. Oh, this is the defense? We're going to step in your chest wet and walk it dry. I wouldn't mind seeing that again because we already had that in Josh Jacobs. Just a little bitter. We could get Russell on good contract since the Donkeys are still paying him money. All right, Terry Dahl, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. That's a beautiful picture, brother. I think with the 6th pick, the wide receiver from Arizona is him, and get a veteran quarterback in free agency, draft a quarterback in the 3rd round or the 4th. I love that, Terry. I love that. I really do. That could really work. You get a great offensive threat at number 6, the wide receiver. You get a veteran quarterback that has a brand new puppy of a weapon, and then you draft a quarterback somewhere in the 3rd or 4th round. And with 10 quarterbacks available that have, pedigree, potential NFL starter pedigree, you could get a great guy in the 3rd or the 4th, I think. I really do. Now, I'm not saying that's what I want to do, but I'm saying your idea, your comment is solid. Would you be mad paying Darnold 3 years, $70 million, or is he worth it? No, Arnie, actually, that's a good point that you make, because if I wanted Sam Darnold, he is going to want, settle down money. And I didn't think about that when I was commenting. He's not going to want a 3-year project. Well, 3 or 4 year deal, that's not bad. 3 years, $70 million, yeah. I think if you really think about where quarterback contracts are going to, that's kind of a discount. You know what I mean? Guys are getting $100 and $200 million contracts now. We're in that era. The NFL's trying to slow that down, but it's only going to be able to slow it down for so long. So to me, 3 years, $70 million sounds reasonable. You know what I mean? That's just a little more than 20? 2, 4, 6. So in 3 years, roughly $20 million a season, $22 million a season. I'd do that. Russell Wilson, to me, though, has pedigree. He has a Super Bowl. He knows what scrambling and still completing passes are. And most importantly, he knows this coach. So I would absolutely pay Russell Wilson. There was a time when Russell Wilson was being brought up to me 2-3 years ago, and I was laughing, calling him a washed-up bum. And I meant every word. But when a washed-up bum comes to the Raiders, it tends to make a difference, and you get that last couple of years of lightning out of their butts. And I just think he would give us that, especially with returning to his coach. And I don't care. I'm going to keep saying that because everyone keeps saying that it ended badly with him with the Seattle Seahawks. When does it ever end well? Is there such thing as ending well? I mean, it ended. It doesn't end well. Quarterbacks leave franchises. They don't go, hey, guys, I really love that I'm going. Thanks for letting me go and not re-upping my contract. Just really happy and proud. Usually it goes bad. Raider Ryan, what's up? Welcome to the show. Why is it taking so long to hire an OC? Bobby Slowick, Mike LaFleur, or Bevel? Choose one. Arnie Garza, I think the reason it's taking a while is because I think the brain trust of Pete Carroll and then general manager Spytech are now working with Tom Brady. And so now that they're there and they're working with Tom, now there isn't this rush to make deals. For example, you've already kind of put the deal to bed with defensive coordinator when you're bringing back DC. So now you're doing that now just bought you more time to kind of really sit down, look at OC, look at what their philosophy is, what they want to do. Could they be a head coach after Carroll is done, et cetera, et cetera. And if they are, then maybe you look at them. Travis Kelly, Dylan Laube is never going to get his respect. That he is my favorite little spark plug ever, and we did not utilize him well at all. Al, just try to speak to Pete Carroll and just tell him, please, to give Dylan Laube another shot. Please. Dylan Laube is just the kind of guy Pete Carroll likes. Gritty, you know what I mean? Doesn't give up. Knows he has to fight all the time. Nothing's going to be given to him. He doesn't have that God-given talent. But he's scrappy. He's a scrapper. He's a little human honey badger. I love that guy. No, I'm not doing Black Friday. I can't do that right now. No to AOC, the boy doesn't throw the ball. Well, yeah, there's problems there. Who is worst case scenario at starting quarterback for our team? Oh, I mean, I would have said Gardner Minshew, but we've let him go now. Who is the best case scenario for our starting quarterback? I would say Russell Wilson or Sam Darnold. Aaron Rodgers is too, everything. Just think of every word that you could add to the end of that sentence. He's just far too arrogant, pompous, self-centered. Just take all of that and apply any one of those. Marshawn Lynch is coming out of retirement to play for the Raiders. Mark Vargas, that would be cool, but I don't think that's going to happen. Aaron Rodgers does need to retire, Steve. I don't know what he's doing. He's just stealing checks at this point. So I guess I do know what he's doing. If we get a free agent wide receiver, I could see us taking a Genti in the draft. Yeah. Old school football can win as long as the refs don't have a say. John, yeah, you've got to take them out of the equation, but I think they can do that. Oh, we got another Najee question. Najee Harris, Trey Henderson, Devin Neal, our new running back. Yeah, I kind of like the idea of Najee Harris, but Trey Henderson, though, I like a lot. I like him a lot. If we get a free agent quarterback, I could see us taking a Genti in the draft. Reyes Antonio, yes. And to be honest with you, we should stop getting mad if they don't do exactly what we want them to do. Sometimes they just have a philosophy that looks at the draft another way. Edward Winchell said, I had no voice tonight, but you're still elite, little buddy. I appreciate that, brother. Welcome to the show, as always, my guy. My guy, Winchy. Do you have the icy gray camo Raiders lid? Noticed we like the same style. Wait a minute. Do you have the icy gray camo Raider lid? Like this one, I think? Because this is the one that has the American flag hidden silver on silver. There, you can kind of see it there. Stars and stripes. And then this is the one that's the camo. But this, I think this is what you're talking about, right? The mostly rocking the gray. The Snow Ninja lid. And then I have the, normal camo with the hard metal. I don't know why I always bang that with my finger like it's suddenly going to sound like it's touching metal. And I keep doing that. I have the brown. I have the burgundy. I have the baby blues. There's a lot. I like Raider lids. I have the red that says Raider Nation. I think that one's kind of unique. Instead of just saying Raiders. I like that a lot. All right. Where was I? Whoops. All right. That's my show. Much love. Shout out to our armed forces, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, National Guard, Space Force. For all you do, the energy and love of this show is dedicated to your sacrifice. Active and veteran, much love. R8RBEAR! Oh, shut up with all that already. Let's go! Assaltante Oso, that bear you all know. Out of hibernation to entertain Raider Nation. What? You heard me. Just playing it off like my earplug didn't come out. Oh, no, now let's go. No, don't do that. It's good night. Don't do that. Stop it. No.